I think it's pretty much safe to say that in the Star Wars franchise, the two most mysterious characters has got to be both Supreme Leader Snoke and, of course, Darth Plagueis. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, that's the biggest question for sure when it comes to Episode 9, is of course exactly how will J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio be treating the final installment of the sequel trilogy and the Skywalker saga itself. Now, we do know that they will be using this as a way to combine all 9 movies into one big movie, and by inserting a lot of prequel trilogy content, it will have a lot of connections, especially to Revenge of the Sith and some movies from the original trilogy. So that's one big thing to look forward to. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which specifically has all to do with Darth Plagueis and, of course, Supreme Leader Snoke. Specifically, a description of Snoke inside of a vault full of relics that appear to belong to ancient Sith. Inside of this vault, in the background, is a statue of Darth Plagueis, which is described to be partially covered by a tarp. The statue is of Plagueis with the hood over his head, holding a staff somewhat similar to REY'S. On each side of the Plagueis statue are the statues of the Dwarti, as seen in Revenge of the Sith. So, we can see exactly what Disney, Lucasfilm, J.J. Abrams and crew are toying around with here in Episode 9, and I am really crossing my fingers that this does indeed end up in the finalized version of the movie, in which we do get to see the statues of the Dwarti once again. I don't know if you guys know how important they really are, but in Legends, the statues of the Dwarti actually belonged to Darth Plagueis, and the fact that Snoke may very well own them in Episode 9 tells us that either he actually went over to Emperor Palpatine's throne room and actually got them himself, or maybe the Acolytes of the Beyond delivered them to Supreme Leader Snoke, and they were able to actually deliver these Sith relics over to Snoke in order for him to carry on the legacy of Darth Plagueis. Now, a statue of Plagueis being a part of Episode 9 can really tell us the connection between both Snoke and Darth Plagueis. Now, a lot of people have been wondering, is Snoke Plagueis? Did Plagueis ever use the power of like a dark side transfer type of thing? Or, you know, we've seen this actually in the EU when it comes to Star Wars Dark Empire. Emperor Palpatine was able to use essence transfer, which was the technical term, by essentially just transferring your consciousness into another body. And a lot of people were starting to believe that maybe Snoke did this at one point in time. Maybe he was once, you know, the species Amun of Darth Plagueis and was able to use essence transfer and go into whatever species, you know, Snoke really is, which, by the way, we have no clue as to exactly what species Snoke really is. We just don't know. And that's why I kind of view him as like a Yoda figure. You know, Snoke has this mysterious past. We really know nothing about him. We don't know where he came from, really. We don't know his species. It's very similar to that of Yoda. But the whole Darth Plagueis and Supreme Leader Snoke connection, to me, I find the most interesting. The whole aspect of Sith lore and Jedi lore being a part of Episode 9 that wasn't heavily explored in The Last Jedi, I think is just a breath, you know, a great breath of fresh air. I really do think it is, because in The Last Jedi, we only got little hints of Jedi and Sith lore here and there. Very, very little. With the Sith stuff, you know, we only got a little bit of that when it comes to Luke Skywalker's Kyber Crystal Necklace, and the Jedi stuff, you know, we got the books and the Prime Jedi mosaic on the floor of the First Jedi Temple. I would have loved to learn more about that, and I think that we are going to in Episode 9, given that now, of course, Rey owns the Jedi books, the sacred texts. And these past couple of weeks, we've been going over some of the other descriptions of Rey owning the science of creating life, which, by the way, in Legends, that was a manuscript by Darth Plagueis. So maybe Darth Plagueis won't quote-unquote be in the movie per se, but there will be connections of Darth Plagueis present in the Star Wars Episode 9 story itself that actually move the characters forward throughout the plot. maybe Darth Plagueis will be somewhat of a MacGuffin in the plot of Episode 9. I don't know if you guys know film terminology, but the MacGuffin essentially is an object or an individual or a thing that moves the plot along. And I could really see that being a thing in there. But anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.